Real estate Q&A sessions week 39. You guys know what it is. I'm here with my HVAC guy. We're going through some layout planning. Okay.
All right, so we're looking at it's gonna double, but the only thing about it being double, instead of being 600, 650,
Yeah.
the buy being 1300, that's with your gas stuff.
1300
With your gas, that's
the gas.
materials, and the labor for redoing the gas and reconstructing the whole situation.
All right. So how long you think it'll take?
Tomorrow we'll be done.
So you can do the whole reroute.
What I would do though, I would come in here today and start ripping this trunk down. So if you're gonna give me a deposit right now, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna tell my guy get out the truck right now.
Yeah.
Let's start ripping it down.
Yeah.
Right now.
All right.
I told you I'm on a little early situation, so I would set myself up for tomorrow. We already have it removed. All we gotta do is go get the materials, come down here, knock it out.
All right. So it can all be done tomorrow. Now, as far as code wise, everything's going to be good to go. Now, that's the next question was airflow. So if we're rerouting all of this, right, and we're running it basically through the other side of the house, running all the way across, jumping up here, tapping into here, you see how this is really streamlined?
Mm-hmm.
All this is streamlined directly from the unit, right? And so really a lot of that air is just forced this way. If we tapping in right here, running across, is that gonna mess up the airflow?
Yeah. Instead of tapping in, I will remove this,
Okay.
cut back to here,
Okay.
and put a 90 in there.
Okay.
So now your airflow ain't nothing blocking it, stopping it. You going from here, 90.
90.
So there's no airflow restrictions. I would
Okay.
put 90. I wouldn't end cap them and do stuff like that. I would just go ahead and put a 90 in there because we have about 8 right here.
Right.
So that's wonderful.
Okay.
I think I'm looking at, well, let me take reservoir right here. Got it. I think this is 18, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
We're rerouting the gas line, guys.
It's 21. Yeah, this is all the size stuff, but that's no biggie. I can put a 20 by 890 in here, reduce down to 18.
Yeah.
18 by 890 right there.
Yeah.
Reduce down to 16. So now you have static pressure and you have plain swoops in there. So now you have no restrictions. As for the return, you see all of this stuff that they done did with it.
Yeah.
90, 90, 90, 45. That's the same thing that's gonna happen right here. 90, 90, 90.
90, 90, 90. Okay, so basically everything's going to be out of the way.
Yep.
All right, let's look at this condenser then. Because the condenser is extremely small. I don't know if it's going to work.
It's 2 ton though. It's 2 ton. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm going to have to
I'm
pop
finishing
a
the whole
supply.
basement.
Well, that's not going to be too much. I'm only adding 2 supplies. 3
Yeah.
supplies in the basement. 1 for the bathroom and 2 for maybe that one that's going to pop out the bottom of the trunk.
Yeah.
Aim that way, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you do need to pop a 2.5 in here.
A 2.5?
An extra half a ton only because you're using the basement. My big guy would probably say if this works, keep it. 2 ton. It's been cool in the house.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even know if it worked.
Me neither.
So,
They got the BJ&E plug on it.
so before I do any of that,
You want me to get my guy over here to test them?
I mean, is that gonna be? That's gonna be smarter, right?
Yeah.
Because if I spend $1,300 to reroute all of that down there, and then let's say I got to get a damn condenser, you already know condensers ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That thing right there, that does not look cool.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This little ass condenser don't. Now you going through. Now you powering 3 floors.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. But I would say go ahead and put a 2 ton, 2.5 ton in here. Get my guy. He gonna tell you change it regardless.
This is a rental, so I'm not. If I was flipping this, I wouldn't care.
Okay.
But I'm keeping this as a rental,
Change
so
it.
I don't
Change
want to 5 years from now be trying to buy a new condenser.
Let me see what size the coil is. Change it.
Okay.
It's gonna be a rental. You don't want no calls.
No, I don't. All right, guys, we're working through some issues. Not issues, but I got this rehab going on right now for a rental property, and I got my HVAC guy over here, and we're trying to rerun the ductwork in the basement so I can finish the basement, but then also have enough space to design it without any trunk lines or ductwork in the way of, in the way of any framing or any doors and things like that. While he's also here going over any issues that we might see from this condenser. Now, if you guys know what a condenser is, it's basically outside unit for an HVAC system. This is our condenser here. This is probably the smallest condenser I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if this is going to power. Well, since we're finishing the basement, now that's space that's got to be cooled and heated. As before, this was unfinished, and it was only, you only had the first floor and the second floor. Well, guess what? Now we're going to be finishing the basement, which means that, more heat, more cooling needs to be flowing through the house. So this might not be the best option. So now we're looking at possibly trying to replace that for a bigger unit. And again, you guys know I've talked to you guys about rental renovations before. Anytime you're doing rental renovations, and you talk about systems, you want to replace your systems and make sure your systems are, withstanding for a long time, because when you're dealing with rental property, you want to make sure your rental property is set up for the long run, not the short term, right? Anytime you start messing around with everything else but the systems, and your systems are outdated or beat up, when it's time to replace them and you have tenants in place, then it's going to kill your profits. So you try to take care of your systems first and foremost, and then you take care of your cosmetic things. So right now, while my HVAC guy is here, that's what we're doing. So normally, you guys know we do the Q&A, but I'm out here in the field, and I felt like it'll be okay to show you guys, what I do on a normal basis when it comes to figuring out, stuff for these rehabs and things like that. Guys, feel free to, you can ask questions or comment or whatever you want to do. But normally, like I said, you guys already know, we do the Q&A session. But I said if I could show you guys what I, instead of waiting, I'll show you guys the little stuff of what I got to go through and kind of figure out. So this rehab is, we kind of just started. We've only done the demo, but right now, since demo is done, I'm looking at doing all my system work, which is the HVAC stuff, the plumbing stuff, and the electric stuff. Here, I'll show you the inside here real quick. Huh?
Yes. But I think it'd be easier just to go ahead and put a couple straight piece.
I mean, same thing, because it still can go up in the ceiling.
Now, also, same thing, right? If we're updating that condenser,
You had to update the core also.
well, I'm already knowing. I got to take this out. It's Federal Pacific.
They got 20s for the condenser.
20s.
Crazy.
What? I mean, it's
Well, 220s. So
two 20s. So
double pole.
either way, I'm gonna have to
Upgrade.
upgrade to 100 or 200 pounds.
I say 100. I don't think you need to go to 200.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Nope.
So if I put a 200 in, I'm using what, about 40 or 45 right now
What?
off that. With this and that. What is it? About 40?
You said with this and that?
Yeah, right now currently that's
Okay, 40 plus 15, yeah, that's like
55.
it's, technically you need 40.
Okay. Condensers. Can we get them used?
Yes, that's the I'm about to call my big guy right now.
Oh, yeah, shit.
I'm talking about condenser. Well, you can't get used coils because you just wouldn't know when you use coils. Because
Right.
Usually, or damaged coil because you never know. But he got some. He has a great rapport with Gutman. He has a great rapport with their scratch and dent. So that right there, I can have a price for outdoor and a coil for you by the end of the day.
Now the outdoor and the coil. Now if he gets them used,
They still come with the warranty, scratch and dent.
okay. So they still. What is it typically, like a year?
I think it's 5.
5 years.
It's 2 years on.
It's on the condenser,
That's it.
and I'm already 1,300 all in.
Mm-hmm. You might be more. You gonna get your guys to take this down, or you want us to rip this down? You guys might take it down. I can with my guys, or you. I really don't want to wait for them. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I will wait.
We
Well,
can work around this for right now. You know, our main thing is this right here. This right here. Cut these slats out.
so what do you need taken down? Just the pink shit?
I only need this part. I would say only this part because you know I gotta do the gas,
Right.
which is nothing though. This is just ripping it down.
Yeah, it's just ripping it down. That's just soft.
That thing. I'll put it right back into there. I can't lie. I might have to cut this. That's the problem with me cutting this.
Cut what?
This framing that goes across here. I had to cut the bow just so I can get up there in my wrenching. Alright, so we good. Alright. It's literally only this part right here. Because we got running new gas line. But I think we can handle that. What you think?
Yeah, I mean this shit right here.
That ain't nothing but a hammer.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, so do this for me. Run me the now with the condenser again. You're recommended to get a new condenser,
If you're renting this,
regardless of if it works or not.
regardless. First off, the condensers come pre-charged though. Most of the time they come with some refrigerant in there. So, but you're talking about 410A. That's why I don't want you to go get a R22. 410A, the bottle 410A, I think it's only $120. So he may charge you like $20 a pound. It's only gonna take you maybe 3 pounds to top off. So you're talking about an extra $60.
But other than that, basically, you said y'all can knock all this out in a day.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in here tomorrow. And I got a new baby. That's why I said I'm about to get my ass in the house in the next 3 hours. So
Right.
if we're gonna do something. We need to start the day.
Right.
Start rocking out because Kendrick's a busy man. I hate waiting on him.
Hold on, guys.
He gets everybody units for a good price. Man, scratching there. Trust me. A lot of homeowners and they want that. They want that good price, knowing that it comes with a warranty also too. That just makes them feel even better. I wish I knew the fucking price. I could have gave you a roundabout price. I know what he's gonna charge you to put it in. So
how much you gonna charge to put it in?
He gonna probably charge. He gonna sell you $700. You gotta run new line sets. He's gotta run connected electrical to the outdoor and the indoor.
$700.
You thermostat wire also.
Goddamn, now we talking about over $2K now. Shit.
I think it might be at $2K because.
And that's not even.
I don't know.
Is that including the unit?
Yeah, that's $2K is including the unit and the materials. You know, the line set, the wire and everything. But we may not have to change the line set. You could just blow it out. We can use this nitrogen tank and clean the line set. But this line set looks like it's a little too small. Yeah, the new unit is 3/4 inch. Yeah, this line set is too small. Definitely.
So we gotta change the line set up.
Which is only a 25-foot line set. So you ain't looking at $100 for a line set. It's probably like $75. But that's all coming in to that $2,000. He probably charges you $700. He probably can get everything for $1,200. So you're looking at like $19. That's indoor. Outdoor, they might charge him about $800 for the scratchy dig. You know, you're usually $1,200. So they might charge him $800 and $300. You don't want to use coils, so they can probably $300 for the coils. So you're looking at $1,200 plus $700. That's $19. You're probably just below $2,000.
All in.
So
everything, materials.
Yeah. So let's just look at 2,000. Let's just say if it is 2K, 2K plus 13, looking at 3,300 to get a whole new design in the basement and a whole new outdoor indoor unit. That's crazy good if you ask me.
How much?
What is it? 2K plus 13?
The 2K is for the
outdoor and the labor. That's all materials. That's the line set. That's the wire. That's him popping the new outdoor on there. That's him bringing the new coil. And you're actually getting a new coil tied in for free, just to let you know that, because once he removes this, I'm going to have to miter this. You understand what I'm saying? Like the new coil, it's going to be taller than this old coil.
Okay.
The new coil may be like this. So you're actually getting that kind of for free. That's something like, it's a wonderful deal.
I can send it to my peoples.
Alright.
My bank.
Got you. I'm about to send it right now and let you know.
Alright.
Let me know something by the day.
I got you.
Because if not, he definitely got a unit for me to tie in. I'm trying to do this first. Knock you out first, and then go ahead and tie the unit anymore.
Am I gonna need another thermostat?
No. You just need some battery.
Okay.
This is actually a nice thermostat, April Air.
Yeah.
They sell these at Ferguson.
Cool. Just need a cover.
This right here. I don't know if you know where that is.
No, I don't know what that's for. I'll probably just get a new thermostat.
Yeah, it's all you do is get a new thermostat. But that's a good thermostat. April Air is a good thermostat.
All right, I'll let y'all know something. Damn. All right, brother. Appreciate you.
No problem.
You got the key in the
Yeah.
All right.
I'm about to put it back in the box so you won't leave it in the door.
Yeah, I'll take it. And oh yeah, I need to take my.
Yep, gotcha.
Appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
All right. All right, guys. That was it's basically how we do business. That's my HVAC guy. I spent the first 15 minutes showing you guys what it's like in the field, trying to reroute ductwork in this rehab that I got going on. As you guys can see, it's pretty disgusting. before I actually purchased it. I mean, before we did the demo, it was actually even worse than this. It was actually really nasty. A lot of rat poop in there. It's rat poop. Got to get rid of this. Whew. Excuse me. All the cabinets were filled with crap and other things like that. But yeah, just trying to, since all the demo work is done and everything like that, we're going and starting to redo our systems, make sure all our systems are, I don't want to say redone, but, redone, because we do plan on keeping this for a rental. But yeah, other than that, real estate Q&A sessions, I know this is not a normal, typical way we do this, but I felt like it would be some value so you guys can see that not only do I sit here and talk to you guys every week on a Thursday, but I'm also out in the field too as well, and that's equally as important. So you guys can know that I don't just talk about what I talk about, I actually do it. So, yeah. So other than that, guys, feel free, if you guys are watching, feel free to ask questions or comment about what you guys have seen thus far. Again, like I said, this is Real Estate Q&A session. This is week 38. We're not doing a typical in the house session like we normally do, but we're going to keep things moving just for the sake of consistency. So feel free to comment right there below and or drop your question right there in the with the little question mark. What we did do this week was take it easy. I don't know if you guys know, I actually was not going to do this today just because I have had some family stuff going on. COVID is real out here, guys, and you got to preserve your mental health and make sure you're okay to do certain things. So I'm doing this for you guys. I was not going to go live today, but I decided I was going to, since I was already out in the field, and so you guys can see what's going on. So, like I said. But other than that, guys, outside of real estate, make sure y'all protect yourselves. Make sure y'all are safe. Make sure y'all are wearing y'all mask, because COVID is real, does not discriminate, and make sure you are protecting your loved ones as well, because COVID can also not only mess up you, but also your loved ones, and that's not a good thing, especially when stuff like that happens. So that's kind of like what I've been dealing with over the past week. It's been emotionally draining, but still here. So see, I've had a lot of folks pop up on in here. Next Door, Sleep When I Die, Breon Henderson, Salam. She is. Sneaker Fiend, what's going on? Cameron, Law Clerk on Demand, Torin, Checkmate 443, Life and Times, what's going on? There's a lot of people that have popped up in here. You guys still rocking? I guess so. But yeah, like I said, guys, wasn't going to do today, but decided I was. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask. I'm about to leave this property and take myself back home because I have a lot of work to do and catch up on. But I guess you guys can still rock with me while I where's my key at? Where's my key? Where did I put the key at? Where did I put the key? You guys can still rock with me while I travel back to my location. Where is the key? I'm trying to find it. I never gave me the key. What did I do with the key? This place smells like, oh, there it is. It's my back. This place smells like old cat piss. Guys, anytime you're doing a rehab, make sure you got a lock box. Hold on. All right, there we go. God. All right, so we back at it. About to head to the house. Guys, it is okay to ask questions. I know I'm working, but feel free to ask whatever you guys need to ask. Utilize what you need to utilize. What are they doing? Got some guy behind me sitting out front of this house. So, just a little tidbit. I renovated that house right there, 313. We renovated that one earlier this year. And we got that house done in 3 weeks earlier last year. And then right across the street, picked up 316. Now that house needs a little bit more work. You can see the porch. Sorry about the nasty window. My dog slobbed everywhere. But see that porch roof right there? That needs to be fixed, sagging, which means the wood up under there is probably really bad. So we're going to have to replace that wood up under there and reframe that roof, or that porch roof, which is not that big of a deal. But that house is a little bit dirtier and nastier than that house was. Currently that has a tenant in place. They've been there for almost a year, but you know, they're pretty good tenants. They pay on time. This is a nice, this area is a pretty nice area. What? This dude is making me nervous. I'm trying to figure out why he's behind me and sitting out front of my house. Oh, he's waiting for them. But yeah, so this was a nice area. I picked that house up right there when I was mowing the lawn for that house, when we were preparing to get a tenant in place. And there was a guy who owned this house, and he was, you know, he was moving stuff out, and I decided to go talk to him. He said he wanted to sell the house. Next thing you know, we bought the house. So that went pretty well. I would love to buy more houses in this area, but they're going pretty quickly. And this is a highly desirable area, so you know, yeah, other than that. But yeah, if you got stuff fell on my face. But yeah, other than that, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, it's not a normal Q&A session like we normally do, but I was out in the field and decided to show you guys what it's like for me to be sitting here talking to one of my contractors or HVAC guys when it comes to just layout and spatially planning and things like that, because that's what that was, right? Sometimes you get into some of these older homes and the layouts of the systems aren't necessarily ideal, like the plumbing, like the central AC, duct work, and that's what this was today. So there was a lot of the duct work that was in the basement would be in the way of a door or running through the shower when we refinish the basement. And so you can't do that. You gotta move around some stuff. So I called my HVAC guy, to come and game plan with me. And that's what I do a lot. I like to be hands-on, and I also like to help with the layout. And sometimes a lot of solutions that we come up with, I end up coming up with, and it's not a knock on my guys, but it's it helps the cause. And so that's what you guys saw earlier, and I felt like that would have been more value for you guys, because you guys usually see me do these Q&A sessions from my house, but I said, you know what, let me do it in the field today, since I was already out and linked up with my HVAC tech. But yeah, so we came up, I think we were in there for about 30 minutes or so, actually probably about an hour, and trying to figure out a solution and a way for the layout to be beneficial for when we finish the basement. Basements tend to cost a lot of money, depending on how unfinished they are. This one is slightly is basically unfinished, and so I'm working with my system guys now to put things in place, since we've already gotten past the demo. So anytime you work past demo, the next 3 things you need to be taken care of are your plumbing, your electric, and your HVAC stuff. And guys, remember what I talked to you guys about renovating rentals. You're keeping them for the long term, 5, 10 years, 30 years, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that your systems are up to date and new, because if you don't, and you put tenants in place, at some point they're going to break, fault, whatever the case may be, and that's going to kill your profits after the tenants get in place. So those are the things that are emphasized, and then you go to cosmetics, and then you do like the other nice fancy stuff inside those rentals. But for this one, I'm upgrading these systems, and I wanted to get some pricing and do some gameplay. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of game planning with my guys. That also helps. So you guys should do the same thing. Instead of having somebody come in and tell you what needs to be done, ask questions, but then offer like different solutions. Hey, I know you said to run something this way, but what if we run it this way, then that way? And that might be a perspective that they never thought of, right? Because in that scenario, he had an idea yesterday of what it was already supposed to be. And I came in, I said, well, what about if we just do it this way, this way, this way, this way? And he was like, you know what, that'll work. And so, and doing that for you guys will be great, because it'll give you some confidence, but it also gives a different perspective, and it shows like a different way to do different things. And so that's equally as important as just showing up and just getting a quote. So I wanted you guys to see that. A couple folks in here just came in. I know a lot of folks left because they did. A lot of y'all left because y'all didn't like to see the in-game stuff going on. But that's fine, all good. Brent popped up in here. Gerard, Los, what's going on? Brent said, "What's up, bro? Do you go through an architectural designer for your layout?" No, I don't. I actually graduated with a degree in architecture from Florida A&M, and so not saying I'm an architect because you have to actually go through an extensive amount of school and work experience and pass like the bar for architects test, which I decided I was not going to do. So I just got my degree, but I didn't go through any of the further education to get my to become a registered architect, which is fine with me, right? But no, I don't. So like the layouts, I don't make it any harder than what it is. I will literally go in there and I will get my my laser pointer, my laser measuring thing right here, and I will get my measurements for the existing as-is layout, and I'll go get some graph paper. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll get some graph paper with the little squares, and I use the squares, and each square represents 1 foot, and I'll draw the layouts on the paper. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Every time I come out with a layout, it is not the greatest layout, because what I might think is functional, somebody else might come in and look at it and be like, dude, why the hell would you put that there? Or why would you do this like that? And so I like to put my layouts on graph paper, and I like to show it to my fiance, or I like to show it to, you know, my father, you know what I'm saying? And just so I can get a different perspective. Just because I think the layout's gonna work, or, you know, whatever the case may be, doesn't mean it works. So, but no, I don't use an architect. I think that most architects are gonna do the same thing you're doing, except it's gonna be on CAD, and I know how to use CAD. So, you know, a layout, you can work a layout in a couple hours. Sometimes you gotta feel the space out. Sometimes you gotta be in the space. Sometimes you have to show up multiple times in order to make sure a layout is going to work the best way for you. But if you're doing a renovation, like if you're doing a flip, layout is important. It's important. And most of the time, outside of like your kitchens and you know, your bathrooms, you know, your layout sells the house as well. If you got a choppy layout or a layout that don't make sense, could you imagine somebody spending, you know, the amount of money it takes to buy a house, to live there for 10, 20 years, and the layout's funky? It's not going to work. Not going to happen. So, you know, you got to pay attention to your layout. That is important. But for a house like the one I just got out of, the layout is perfectly fine. It's a rental. Everything's open. The only thing we're doing is adding 2 walls and a bathroom wall inside the basement, which doesn't require, you know, an architect. And in fact, I did the layout on the back of an envelope yesterday. So, yeah, I mean, no, I don't. But yeah, that you don't need to have an architect do, you know, kind of like basic layout things if you're not like really like going through a whole brand new house. But yeah, glad you asked that question. Tailored Wealth popped up in here. I see you, even though I'm driving. I see you. Appreciate y'all for popping up in here, guys. Remember, this is week 30. I can't remember right now. It has been a long week, and just emphasizing that I was not going to do this live this week. I know I've been on a consistent run, but you know, I had to deal with some family emergency type things this week, and it's been a stressful, emotional week. And to be honest, you know, you got to take a break from social media and things like that sometimes. And so I wasn't going to do this today, but you know what, I was already out, and I decided to do it anyway. So I'm here. So week 38, it's either 38 or 39. I can't remember what week it is right now, but you guys already know it's another one in the books. And if you guys got any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll keep rocking until I pull up to the house, because I got some more work to do. But yeah, we started off, for anybody that's new, that just popped up on here. What is that? Malma Mom. How you doing? Thank you for popping up in here. But for anybody that's new, this is Real Estate Q&A session, week 38 or 39, can't remember. I think it's 39. Feel free to ask anything, everything real estate related at your leisure. I will do my best to answer your questions. I'm not a guru, but I know more than the average Joe. So, you know, yeah, doing my best. Brent says, stay up, brother. Yes, I'm trying to. Definitely trying to. You know, good news. You know, I like to keep it funky with you guys. You know, good news is I had a couple family members come down with COVID, and you know, they were in the hospital. One was released, which worked out, you know, well. But my grandmother is still in the hospital. You know, at some point this week, you know, things weren't looking too hot, and you know, we just had to keep praying and, you know, planning and all that. I was gonna be driving down to South Florida to be with the family, but things over the last 2 days, things have gotten a lot better. Just God is amazing. a lot of praying and signs have definitely turned to the better, turned for the better. And we're looking at her possibly getting released here, within the next day or two. So there's a long process of recovery. And, we got to prepare for that and make sure that's, going well. But at least it seems like the worst is behind us. So, that's kind of like what I've been dealing with this week. So not everything is all about real estate. I keep telling you guys this, and I've said this since day one, and I say it every time I get an opportunity or anytime I have an audience. Guys, be present. Making money in real estate is all great and fine, right? But, you guys also have lives. You guys also have family members and loved ones that care about you guys. And, you care about them. So don't get consumed into all of this stuff, right? Don't get consumed or too consumed in your work because, your loved ones are important, right? Being present and showing them love and being there for them is sometimes the best thing you can do. And so if that means that, you gotta, focus, stop everything and focus on what's at hand, then that's what you do. In my case, I'm trying to be on social media. I'm just not in the mood right now. So, well, not right now, but, in general. I want to make sure that I am attentive to not only what I have to do personally, but my family as well. And I'm real big on family. So, who is that? Real estate, state Ron? Real estate, state Ron? What's going on, brother? Hey, by the way, guys, if you guys live in Baltimore, if you guys haven't been in Baltimore, these people be driving crazy. Anyway, guys, feel free to ask questions in the question mark section below and or the comment section. I am going to be live at least until I get back to the house, where I need to take care of some more business. But if you guys popped in here earlier in the show, we normally do this in-house where I am at my house and I'm answering all your questions real estate related. But today I decided that while I was out working with my HVAC tech, that I will go live during that time because I didn't want to prolong the show. So that's what you guys saw earlier. Also, if you guys have not done so and you guys are new, I don't know whether you came from Clubhouse, I don't know whether you came from Instagram, but if you are new, we do this every single week. I've been doing this for 39 weeks straight, right? 39 weeks straight of providing nothing but value, in my opinion. I think value, and value to you guys for free. So the only thing I ask you guys is screenshot me talking, running my mouth, and post it to your story so folks can know to bring their self over here each and every Thursday real estate Q&A session on my profile. So Brent says no, not required for permits. To a degree, yes. Some permits require you to have architectural drawings. Yeah, some do, some don't, right? It just depends on the amount of, it depends on the amount of, dude, don't hit my freaking truck. Pay attention, dude. You sitting there texting. I'm on live, but I'm not even looking at I'm looking at the road. Two wrongs don't make a right, guys. But yeah, permits are, and here's the thing. So you're in Baltimore, when you go and try to pull permits, it'll tell you, depending on what you're trying to pull permits for, whether whether drawings are required or not, right? And so anytime I'm doing work, the amount of work that I'm usually doing does not require drawings. And if so, a lot of those drawings that they need are like basic drawings that you can, if you got CAD or somebody has CAD or something like that, you can go in there and put your floor plans in. Like I said, I do my floor plans on graph paper. I get my measurements and I use graph paper. In other cases where you're doing extensive work or you're like literally, redoing a whole house and like, the whole layout and things like that, that's kind of like, yeah, you're probably going to need some drawings. And the drawings are, they can be pricey, but then again, they cannot be pricey. I've seen where, and guys, forgive me, my phone is acting really weird. and it has been for the last couple of days. But when it comes to drawings, if you do need an architect, I would definitely shop, because depending on who you go talk to, architectural drawings can cost a lot of money. They can cost a lot of money, and they will be the quality of them, not the quality, they're going to look nice, but they're going to be the same thing that you would have put on graph paper, with the exception of it being, in CAD. So not saying that you shouldn't go get, there we go. How do I get off of the comment section? Okay, whatever. Not saying don't go get architectural drawings. Get them if you need to. That's what I'm saying. Use your best judgment. Get them if you need to. If the permit says you were required to get drawings, then get yourself some drawings, right? If the permit says you don't, oh my gosh, my phone is going haywire. If it says you don't, drawings aren't required, then just get you some graph paper and make your layouts, and go off the graph paper. Use each square, it represents a foot, and you already went inside and got your measurements, and so you just draw according to what you measured. And that's how you should do that. So yeah, other than that, yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Brent says thanks. Oh yeah, no problem, brother. See you got some typo issues too. Me as well. I think I need a new phone, because my phone will literally has, like, I can't even text. It'll start like auto texting a bunch of crap. I don't know what that is. But yeah, other than that, guys, I probably got I got a little less than 10 minutes till I get to the crib. If you guys got any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. I'm gonna rock out until I pull up to the house. I got a very busy schedule today. Normally I don't, but I got a busy schedule because I got some things I gotta take care of and some people to call and things like that. I recently, and in the art of transparency, like I really do, I recently had to fire my crew that was working on 2 of my rehabs, and that's never fun. That happens. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that it doesn't happen, but they weren't cutting the mustard, which is what the deal was, and there was a little bit of lying going on and things like that. And I got principles. I have some principles that I just can't shake. The 4 principles are, being accountable. That's number 1. You got to be accountable. Number 2, you got to show up. Number 3, you got to have good quality work. And number 4, your pricing's got to be decent. Not saying you got to be the cheapest guy, but you also I also don't need you to be the most expensive guy either, right? So reasonable pricing is the best way I can put it. And the first 2 are non-negotiables: being accountable and showing up. If you're not able to do those 2, then I can't work with you, right? Because if you're not accountable, then that's a problem, right? And then if you don't show up, I really can't do anything. But I can negotiate and work with, work that's not of quality, right? Because if you're accountable, then if you need to fix your work for whatever reason, guess what? You'll fix it, right? The quality can, definitely fix that. Or you're not going to get paid until you fix your bad workmanship. That can be worked out, right? Pricing, you can negotiate pricing. So that's always pricing is always something that you can work out, right? You can fix, you can negotiate pricing. But the first 2, if you're not accountable as a person, that ain't gonna change, right? That's just not gonna change. We can't work together. And if you don't show up, then we can't do anything. So those are 2 of the reasons why my crew had to be relieved of their duties. And I was just in the process of actually bringing on a second crew because I had a lot of work, and that kind of fell through at the time where I least needed it to happen. So Sorry, guys. So right now, can you drive that big truck? I know it's a Super Duty, but I need you to learn how to drive, lady. Okay, sorry. I'm pulling up to the house, guys. My bad. But and my phone is going haywire. So I gotta start fresh. I gotta start brand new. I gotta hire some more labor guys, and when I say crew, I don't mean my specialty skill guys, like my plumber, like my HVAC guy, like my electrician. Those guys are still around, but my labor guys, my labor crew is they are the ones that I had to relieve. So I have to go and find more labor guys, just because I need more labor guys. I have things that I got to do, and I got projects that are literally sitting right now. So that's the problem when you don't have multiple crews working multiple projects. So I'm gonna be in the next couple days doing a lot of interviewing and reaching out and calling folks and all that kind of stuff. My comment, guys, my phone is weird. It's like texting by itself right now. It's literally in the comment section writing its own text. My hand's right here. My other hand is holding my phone. So anyway, so over the next couple of days, I'll be doing a lot of interviewing and getting quotes and stuff like that, and trying to onboard another crew. It's just part of the game. If anybody told you they have the same contractors from when they started doing their business, they're lying. That's just, it's not gonna happen, right? And so I look at all relationships with my contractors as great relationships, but I also know that things happen, and it's probably going to be a temporary relationship. Temporary is meaning like when is this relationship going to end? Is it going to end next week, tomorrow, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? At some point it will, right? And so I try to enlist more folks than I need, or at least have in my Rolodex so I can call just in case something happens, because you don't want to have your business tied to one person, right? When that one person leaves, then half your business goes down the drain, right? So you got to have multiple options. You got to be flexible. You got to consistently put yourself out there and reach out to new folks. So you have to develop that next man up mentality, right? So if my plumber falls off the face of the earth today or wins the lotto, I need another plumber, right? And the quicker I can bring somebody in that I've already met, that I've already vetted, the quicker I can get back to work, right? If I have one guy working or one crew working everything, and I don't have anybody else to call, because for the duration of them working with me, I didn't reach out to folks or anything, then I will be hamstrung. So I try to always stop and get contractors' phone numbers. I try to always stay in contact with guys I worked with before, just because you never know when you're not going to be working with somebody anymore for whatever reason, right? It happens. Again, it happens. It's just the business, and if you have a lot of business, guess what? You shouldn't have an issue finding more work, because there's a lot of people looking for work nowadays. That's just what it is, right? People are looking for work. They're looking to supplement income. They're looking to do labor type jobs. There's a lot of work out here. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of work, but there's a lot of people out here looking for work. Just make sure you find the right help, the right work. So yeah, that is always a process I don't like doing, just because it takes a while, and just because you interview 3 contractors don't mean you got to go with any of the 3. Go interview more, right? Interview more guys. Just because 3 guys gave you, quotes that don't fit your budget, well, hey, go find somebody that will, right? That's what you do. You hire until you find somebody that fits not only your budget, but is going to be great working with you, right? I've not hired people that had great budgets, but then they just weren't great people, and that you know, that's just what it is, right? I've also not worked with people that, you know, had great pricing. They had great pricing, but they just weren't great people. And you know, there's a thin line right there, and I don't want to cross it, right? I don't really want to cross it when it comes to I'm just gonna put any old body here just because they got some good pricing or cheap pricing. No, not gonna jeopardize my sanity and you know, my ideals just to get some cheap work done. No. So sometimes you got to pay a little bit more, and that's fine, as long as you get the project done and you stay within budget. Or if you go a little over budget, guess what? You're not the first person that's happened to. A lot of people go over budget. It is the game. A lot of people go over budget on these rehabs, whether they're small rehabs or large rehabs. It happens. Don't let anybody tell you guys any differently. People go over budget all the time. All the time. So you do your best to stay within budget, but have the expectation that you may go over budget, especially if you are new. If you are new and you don't know anything, you're probably going to go over budget. Probably going to go over budget. It's just going to happen. But then you learn from that. You figure out why you went over budget. What did I do here? Could I have done something different here? Did I need to put that in there? Those are the things. And I tend to do this. I'll sit there and reevaluate. I'll evaluate what I need in a renovation. And then I have this idea of what I want. I do this sometimes, right? I have an idea of what I want. And then I'll get in there and I'm starting to do work, and I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I think I should add this in here. Or I think that, man, instead of keeping that half bathroom, man, let me just go ahead and make it a full bathroom. Or I know I said that I was gonna do vinyl tub surround for my tub, but I think I want to put tile in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will do stuff like that. Oh, I know I said I was going to do 4 mica countertops, but I think I want to do the granite. You know, oh, I know I said that I was going to keep that central air system because it looked good. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I don't. I'm just going to redo it. Stuff like that happens. So, again, I come on here every week and tell you guys that I am not perfect. And I don't have the secret sauce. I'm out here learning as best I can while I'm doing it, right? And I would hope, I did some demo in there, you guys saw me. I would hope that you guys take the same approach, because if you're not doing if you're not out here, you guys can literally spend every week in here, coming here every week, listening to me rap, run my mouth. You can sit up on YouTube for hours on end. You can be on Clubhouse for days on end. You can get a lot of good information. But there's a lot of stuff you're just not going to know until you actually go do it. Like, I'm not even kidding y'all. You can buy 1 million courses and not do one deal. You can buy 1 million courses, ebooks, YouTube videos, and still have not done one deal. So it's a healthy balance, right? You got to have a healthy balance. There's education. Always invest in your education, but you got to be like doing at the same time. You got to be working at the same. You got to be trying. Like step off the ledge. Step off that ledge that you're on. You're right there at the edge and you feel like, oh damn, I don't really know if I should. No, step off the ledge. Get uncomfortable. This stuff is very uncomfortable. And it's only going to get comfortable when you take some action. How you think I started? Hell, I'm still uncomfortable. I'm still uncomfortable, but I'm doing it. I'm trying. You know, I'm doing my best. You know what I'm saying? And there's something to be said. I have something to show for that. But it was never it was never like I instantly got in and got it, or I instantly got in and didn't make mistakes. I still make mistakes to this day. To this day. But the people that make it, the people that last, are the ones that actually do. They have the action behind their talk, right? They actually get out there and apply. So go out there and screw up. Go out there and fuck up. That's how you gonna learn. You can buy 1 million ebooks and courses, but you know, you're only gonna get so much out of that. The other 50% is the actual action. There's situational things that you're just not gonna know until you actually go through it, or who to call, or what to do before you do this or that. Y'all got me on my soapbox. Let me stop. I'm outside my house. But since you guys don't have any questions at this point in time, I'm gonna leave y'all with the same message I always do. Live love. Be present. Rock out in your business. But spend more time with your family and loved ones and friends. That's where you should be rocking out. That's where you should be rocking out. We're all on borrowed time. Don't forget that. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. Same with your loved ones. They can be here today and paralyzed tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, wear your mask. Wear your damn mask. Use hand sanitizer. And be safe out here. Other than that, I will see y'all next week. Peace, love, and happiness. Hopefully I'm in a way better mood. And hopefully my grandmother is back out of the hospital. And my family is fully recovered from COVID. Other than that, love y'all. Peace.